Hi, this is Chrissy with Guidepost to Wellness. Welcome back for all you return viewers, and welcome to anybody that's new to the channel. On this channel, we like to talk about anything and everything that has to do with wellness, and today I'm going to talk about foam rolling. I have a love-hate relationship with foam rolling that probably a lot of people do, but I wanted to talk a little bit about how important it is for your muscles and for exercise, soreness reduction, and things of that nature. So what foam rolling is, let me show you just some pictures of different foam rollers. A lot of you have probably heard of foam rolling and just wondered what it is. Well, basically what foam rolling is doing is it can be used to warm up your muscles. It can be used to focus on trigger points, which I'll show you in just a minute. And it can actually help with mobility and to reduce knots and things of that nature. So I have fibromyalgia, so I get knots and tender points all over my body. And by using the foam roller, you're actually working on part of the body that's called the fascia. And you may have heard of myofascial release or myofascial release. And I started looking at a lot of that, but I think that's going to be a whole separate video. But what I liked was the explanation that basically the fascia in our body is kind of like either a spider web or the weave of a sweater that basically connects everything together. It's help holding our muscles together. It's helping hold our organs together. But what can happen is that things such as poor health, poor posture, repetitive type motions, exercising, illness, any of those things can cause maybe knots or adhesions or just little bumps in the fascia that are going to get focused. And if you look at the trigger points, you may find that there's a muscle knot or some tension there. So for example, I've had whiplash several times. The first time I was injured in the military and training, and then rear-ended a couple times in accidents. So these points in my upper back and neck get very, very tight. So that's one of the things using foam rolling you can work through. So the thing about the foam rolling is that you're applying pressure to these tender spots or these points where they're common to get the knots in your muscles. So you're applying that pressure, and it can hurt. I'm not going to kid you. And some people liken it to it hurts so good. To me, it's sore. It's like pressing on a bruise. But I do find that the more I do it, that the better that I feel. Now, I've got some great resources here that I'm going to put it below on actually some workouts and how to use the different foam rollers. So what I wanted to do is just take a look at a couple of the different foam rollers. So for example, I thought about even bringing in all the stuff that I use, and I thought, well, that's just kind of clunky, so I'll just show you some pictures. So I have a hard solid foam roller like this, and you can get them in different hardnesses. I love this white one. I'm hoping my pointer is pointing to this white one right here in the middle, this flat white one. I like to lay on this one and lay back like that, and then just kind of move my shoulders a little bit, and that really works on those knots. If you look at the trigger point chart along my back, I really like that one. I also like a handheld type of one that I have, because sometimes it's not practical to kind of be in a forward plank position and trying to rub your quads by laying on and rolling on a foam roller, so you can use this handheld one. Another one that I'll tell you that we really like is the percussive one, and this is similar. Ours is much older, but we have a Hometic, and it is a handheld with the warming heads that get nice and warm here. And this is great. We call it our thumper. And my husband and I will say to each other, will you thump me? Because you can thump a lot of your extremities with this, but if you really want to get your back or your glutes or anything like that, another person doing this can be marvelous. And it has 2 speeds. And so this is kind of another form of massage and release that I put under the umbrella of foam rolling in the sense that you're just working out and getting out those knots and things like that. So I really recommend getting some type of unit like this. They did not have this single head one. It looks like it's probably a little lighter. That's the one thing I would say about the dual head that we have. It's pretty heavy. So it's good for doing like your legs and parts of your body, but I could see that this single head would be really nice and comfortable for doing maybe your shoulders and maybe just the back of your neck and things like that. So I highly, highly recommend getting one of these, and especially with a nice warming there, it feels really good and helps get the blood flow. Because again, you're getting blood flowing to those trigger points. You're also applying some pressure. That's why I wanted to show this other. Here are some of the other types of massagers that you can get. The peanut type of massager is really good for along the spine. I actually saw a video where you can just take tape and 2 tennis balls and make your own peanut massager. This one vibrates. But this back massager is a great tool. This is called, their version is called the Body Back Buddy. I actually was given one by a therapist called a TheraCane, but you use these different nodules and you press on different parts of your body. So you can find the trigger points and you can apply the pressure that you need to focus on those knots, those marbles, as they're like ball bearings underneath the skin, and you press. I use this a lot along the back to find those little sore spots and to press on them, because I'll be frank with you, when it comes to myofascial release and foam rolling and the benefits, scientists aren't exactly sure why it works so well. They just know that it does. One of the things I like about Autoimmune Strong is she really encourages you to foam roll, and she incorporates the foam rolling into her workouts. It is a good thing to do, maybe not so much trigger point release, but general foam rolling with maybe just one of the longer foam rollers, just to kind of warm your muscles up before you work out. And then studies have showed that if you use a foam roller after you work out, it can help with some of the delayed onset muscle soreness. And then you can use it to really focus on those trigger points that I mentioned, because the key with the trigger points is kind of to the press and release. So you're going to press in, whether it's with a knuckle, whether it's with the warm glowing head of the Hometic thumper, with the TheraCane, or with the foam roller. You're trying to work out those knots. So I didn't want to get too scientific in this video. I just wanted to really talk about the benefits of the foam rolling. It will make you sore, and less is more when it comes to foam rolling, so that you build up your endurance, and you'll find that the more you do it, the less you'll need to do it, because the trigger points will soften and loosen up, and you won't need to work on them as much. But you'll find if you're new to foam rolling, it will be very uncomfortable. But that's okay, because that's a sign that you're working on a spot that needs some help and it needs some massage. If you have the ability to get a good quality full body massage with some trigger point release, that may be the best thing. But for those of us that maybe can't do that as often, then foam rolling, using these various tools to help with the muscles, soreness, to work out the knots, is really, really beneficial for overall wellness, reducing the inflammation, reducing the pain, and improving exercise intolerance. So hopefully you found this video informative. I'm trying some new styles, showing the different pictures and things on them. I'd love to hear your feedback below. I know I have a love-hate relationship with foam rolling, so it won't surprise me if I hear anybody else say the same. But I look forward to hearing your comments. If you're interested in learning more about the myofascial, I've got some great resources that I'll put down below. I think I may do another video just talking a little bit more about that, more along the lines of truly what trigger points are and things like that versus just generic foam rolling. But I hope you enjoy, and I encourage you to get some foam rolling, get it in. Again, some of it will feel really, really good in certain spots, but you'll know when you hit a spot that needs a little extra work. But just remember, with foam rolling, less is more. You don't want to do it so much that you make yourself really hurt. So be well. I look forward to hearing from you.